weeks in our final month. We're underway in Week 14. Taken about 7 yards deep, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First down. Penn, powerful running. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He was brought down by...
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Burrow. This is the tight end, Njoku. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 11 yards there, first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll run on first down. Penn, and if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And they give this time to the tailback. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
He was
a quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
From the gun on third down is Burrow. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, and the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
Marlon Mack, his first carry of the game, and he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
He's tackled.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver, but he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front, so if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Here's Marlon Mack. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
9-yard line.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
It's fourth down.
Now Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal here. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash.
49-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And it's 3-0 Washington. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he returns this to the 22.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Trubisky. Flushed out right. Winds up and lets it. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
Point after.
As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right?
It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. On the ground, it's Mack. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd down, Penn. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They were held to a field goal on their first drive. They want 6 now, but it's 3rd and goal. Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. On 3rd and goal, they're going to run the option. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. He's at the 40. 20. 10. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands, and off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Panthers 14, Washington 3.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A throw out wide here, caught by Pettis. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Complete.
23 yards on the play. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
11-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd.
After one, a 14-3 ball game.
First quarter with the score Panthers 14, Washington 3.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Antonio Gibson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Extra point try now for Vedvik. And it's 21-3.
Makes the score Panthers 21, Washington 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for, and taken successfully.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That good for 19 at a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And he's got it complete to Anderson.
Burrow's pass.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky dancing to his left. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. This might be a free play here for Trubisky. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. A flag down. Let's see if this will stand. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Washington 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And, oh, that's one he's going to want back. A poor kick. It heads straight out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run here with Mack. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Yetur Gross-Matos in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd down, here's Burrow. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and now it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
A 54-yard attempt.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. He's going to look deep for more. That's caught inside the 20. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf.
A 49-yard gain.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Intended for Ian Thomas. Incomplete. It's 3rd down. And 10 yards to go.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Third down, here's McCaffrey. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now here's the timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
4th down.
And his kick is indeed good. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
At the 25-yard line. Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Taken in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards.
Carolina.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
All day, every day, any day. Switch, switch, switch. Check the backer, check the backer.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
The 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Pick me up. Here we go. 53 to Mike. 53.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver there, Ian Thomas. That takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
53. Mike. If you won't get this, boy, you think you won't get this? You think you won't get this? Check.
Trubisky will throw. He's going to look deep for more. This is caught. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, his 9th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Vedvik now for the extra point.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown, and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Troy Pride. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Give me that ball, defense. Check 26, check 20. Ran, top 10, under 10, 10.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
It's the score, Panthers 45, Washington 6.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He completes this one to Mack. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd down at the 30-yard line.
Now it's Burrow. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Troy Pride. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Check 24, check 24. Check, 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 check.
McCaffrey on the toss right. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
3 brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike. Here we are.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
They'll take over.
That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
Check 59, Mike is 59.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory.
Out of the Wildcat.
Troy Pride that time gets the tackle.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On second down now, it's Mack. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Brings up third down and 7.
Now Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mack. 17 yards that time, and a Washington first. First down. Here's Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Check 59, 18, right here.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. Open man here, Sims, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
3rd and 7.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down.
59 Mike, 59 Mike. 17. Got one.
Again, it's Burrow. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 18. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Check 59, Mike is 59, Mike to 59. Silver. Mike's 59. Mike 59 Mike, 59 Mike. Check, 59.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for David Njoku. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Check 59, Mike is 59, Mike to 59.
To the air again, Burrow toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for Steven Sims. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Looking to run with Mack. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Marlon Mack, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to at least knock this deficit down a bit.
Got a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And his kick is good.
Makes the score Panthers 45. Washington.
Kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Yeah, I'm about to say it, right? Just coming in. Was he gloved up? Yeah. He was already gloved up? Did he show him warming up or anything? Yeah, coming up next. This is like right after this.
Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself. But you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the bench?
So that was this the second fight coming up now, right?
Because
so there's still one more fight before they fight. Because bottom jack fight.
Games in a row.
When Mayweather fight.
And none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. It's always playing.
Hey, baby. Daddy said he ain't fucking with us.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Trubisky. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there and a first down.
Two of them, man, I don't know. I'll be out there, but then I'm going to be looking at two of them like, what the fuck? Be like, I ain't talking bad about my kids, but it's different. I said, they all crazy. 18. I said, that's what niggas do.
Now Trubisky. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence.
That's why I don't get that sense of my ear.
In Washington territory, now 10, down at the 33.
Exactly.
Come over here and look at your daddy with that thing.
On the ground, McCaffrey. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations with the extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from breaking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
What?
On 2nd and 1, Trubisky. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking
That's Bobby Jack right now.
You keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Bonnie!
Panthers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They end up getting stumped twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down.
Brings up 4th down.
And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. Made his
If y'all kids don't stop playing in the house.
out. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound Brandon no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Bobby Jack. Bobby Jack.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they got to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Mack.
Burrows.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 13.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And my goodness, another interception. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. So let's listen in on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Here's Trubisky. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Nowak. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. So it's Panthers football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Shakes off the sag. Flush to his right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Chase Young able to get in there and drop him behind the line. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the right hash, this for 48. And this one is right down the middle. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Burrow looking to pass. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Picked off at about the 31.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Trubisky. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26.
Tonight's final score.
It's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but I mean, what a game to put up that number of points. Continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Panthers, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gordon. You've been watching the NFL Audio Sports.
what I want to do. Hey, that's how they be too, bro. They be mad, boy. A corner make it break you down, or you can help you, bro.